From those two local companies. Joining me this afternoon, Simon Ward, Vice President of International Cooperation at Airbus. Simon, good afternoon. Thanks for coming in.
Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me.
You've mentioned before that South Africa and Ethiopia, for example, were identified as the two African countries among, I think, a group of 15 worldwide as having future strategic value. Why is that?
I think if you look at the African market, you see two real big catalysts in terms of airlines, which is SAA in South Africa and Ethiopian Airlines in Ethiopia. And what we're trying to do with South Africa is use South Africa as a catalyst, not just for the aircraft and selling airplanes, but also for the industry. And South Africa is a very, very innovative country, and we really want to sort of link into that somehow. Can
you quantify the volume you get out of South Africa at the moment?
If I remember rightly, it's something like around, today we've from 2005, around about 8 million, is it 8 million or 8 billion a rand? I'm not sure, it's the number, to be honest.
Well, nevertheless, I mean, this is the whole intention. You want to grow that volume coming out of South Africa, don't you?
I think there's huge opportunity to double, triple, quadruple the thing in South Africa. You have two companies, Dene and Aerosud today, which are has so much potential, but by putting them together, we really use the best of both worlds, I think.
You look at the positioning of South Africa, is this not a challenge? I mean, we're quite far away from the hub of the industry, which is in the United States. A challenge or not?
Yes, it is a challenge, and part of what we've signed today is not just to put the two companies together in terms of bidding work, it outlines a 10-year vision, really, for the aerospace industry. You know, linking Dene and Aerosud is a first step. But what we have to do is really develop niche technologies in South Africa that makes South Africa a natural destination for certain types of work packages and activity for aerospace. And that's what we're striving for.
Let's talk about that. What does a country like South Africa have? Any type of uniqueness that puts us in a good position to get our guys on board and start making these things for Airbus?
You in South Africa today, you are, for example, I think the second or first titanium mining industry in the world. And what happens in South Africa today is basically we export that raw material from South Africa to Europe or the US or wherever, and the value is really added somewhere else in the world. And part of what we're looking at with South African companies is getting more value into the titanium sort of supply chain here. So trying to do finished products here rather than just shipping the ore out and letting someone else take the value.
It seems promising. I mean, when you look at it, how much of a contribution do you think work in this arena will contribute towards economic empowerment for starters and job creation? Do you see a vast opportunity here?
I see not a vast opportunity in terms of mass employment. The aerospace industry is not a big employer.
Of course.
It's a high technology employer, relatively small numbers. But what it does do is it incubates new technology, and that new technology can go into all different sectors. And that's really where we have to work now with the government to try and figure out how to convert some of the things that we do in Dene and Aerosud in high value but low volume into something that is high volume and creates mass employment. And that's something that Airbus is actively starting to engage with the government now.
We've seen the two CEOs of the local companies chatting a few minutes ago. And they alluded to the fact that this could help our skills base and only develop and improve it. How do you see that panning out?
I think that's very much the case, and apprenticeship schemes in both companies are quite strong, and the idea of bringing in young people into the industry and having a pathway for people to get into the aerospace industry beyond just the airline, I think is a fantastic opportunity moving forward, because those skills are applicable not just for aerospace but into the automotive industry, into any manufacturing sector. So to have that training opportunity in aerospace, I think is a great opportunity for young people.
Simon Ward, Vice President of International Cooperation at Airbus, thanks indeed for your time.
Thank you very much.